What's up guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be telling you guys some of the tips I've learned while playing Clash Royale throughout the years that help me grind ladder and get more trophies quickly. But before we get started, please consider subscribing for more Clash Royale content in the future. Anyways, let's jump straight into our first tip, which is to play ladder and stick to the exact deck every time. Now, obviously you need to play ladder, but you always want to be able to play the same deck every single time you grind ladder, because if you play the same deck a lot of times, you'll know the in and outs, you'll know how it goes against other certain type of decks you'll find in ladder, and it'll be easier for you to get wins quickly. If you switch decks every time you play, it would be harder for you to have an idea of what to do in a certain situation. Also, with playing ladder, you also want to look at the losses and see where you messed up and where you could have improved on. Now, a lot of people don't do this, but it's really helpful in order to see exactly what you can do in a certain situation and be able to learn from it so that the next time you play against the same thing, you know exactly what to do to beat them. Now, number 3, avoid tilting. Sometimes I get mad when I'm playing Clash Royale, and it's important to be able to have a tilt limit. So if you, like for example, if your limit is 3 games and you lose 3 games in a row because you tilt, then stop playing the game and maybe come back to it a few hours later after you cool down and you're not as mad, and this should be able to help you avoid tilting. Number 4, max out your cards. This one is pretty obvious, but try to max out your cards as quickly as possible in order to be more competitive in your arena. Now, I've made other videos on my channel about maxing out your cards fast, so I'll link it in the description and you can see it there. And lastly, I have know the meta. So you want to be able to know the meta and have a general idea of what cards you might expect to play against and what decks you might be able to expect to play against. Now, knowing the meta will allow you to win a more larger percentage of games, and there are some websites out there that tell you the popularity of cards and the popularity of decks, so I will link that in the description as well for you guys.